So the big thing for us now is when he gets to the top, this angle that we see that his shoulder is on, it's an inclination. What he used to do, what he struggles with, is he wants to level that out too quickly and then tilt back to the right and then pull his arms, because that's part of what he used to do.
And if you were to do the shallowing that you guys just talked about, but the shoulders work that way, the bottom would be so far behind the ball, and then instinctively he's got to now pull this forward.
That's right. So he's back into the suit, right? So what we really have to do, he's done all this heavy lifting with his wrist angles in the face. He now has to learn to make this transition and halfway back in the backswing to the top, and this first move down to keep that inclination for just a split second longer, and then it moves back and up and around. Now that left shoulder is going to go up for sure, but it has to go up later. This downswing, this inclination of the shoulder, right? This downswing is 0.24 of a second. So this first part of it, it seems like a long time, but it's really quick. You've got to just initially start it there, and then he can push back up and around and keep that inclination correct.
So these are matching components that you're trying to put in.
That's right. And like you see, he could have had all of this correct, what we want to do with the alignments and what his left wrist is doing, the club face, but if his body segment or his shoulder segment's not working,
contact's not going to be any.
Contact's not going to be any.
And then you're not positively motivated to do the things you're trying to do.
That's right. That's right.
To improve it, we do a ton of work starting halfway back. And my challenge is to, because I've eliminated half the variables by starting here, is to recreate this same shoulder tilt and then hit the ball. And we keep working through this whole segment. Let contact in the ball flight be what it is for a while. Off of this, we'll hit a couple shots, right back on it. From a history with an instructor, we're staying under this same framework, let's say of shoulder tilts, but we know what thoughts and feels don't work under that. So we know some roads that we've been down and it wrecked. We have a checklist of the things we won't go down there again. Although we may have a period of time, or any player, of, let's say, struggle or not getting it, you're actually getting somewhere. You now know where not to go.
And I think what he just said is important for him to be patient enough to go, no, well, this isn't working. No, the concept's right. We just got to find the right strategy and slight adjustment. And he bought into the concept, so he was patient enough to work through some various strategies that just didn't work, and we know that. And it's a great thing, like he said, because we now know we just don't waste our time going down there.
Yes.
Let me just grab a club from Chris's bag here. Okay, we're going to say that this shoulder has some inclination. This is horizontal, this is vertical, obviously, so it's somewhere in between. Now, his job through the transition is to try and maintain that for a little while, so his shoulder's down, so then eventually it goes up. What we're trying to do is these arms are going to actually be transported down. He's not hitting on a horizontal plane. He's actually on some inclination. So that shoulder plane has to stay to allow his arms to come down. Then he's continuing the rotation. He has the same inclination back up on the other side. So once again, he's like this. He comes down, left shoulder's down. Now it goes back up, and he's still up on that inclination. There's going to be some variance between a little bit change, but for him, very, very important through that transition. Because if it doesn't, the other side of this is that if he goes here, here's his inclination, for example, and if it goes up, he flattens out, but his arms are still going to come down. So he's got a problem. His shoulders are going one direction, and his arms are going in another.
And the bottom will never be correct.
The bottom is very difficult.
So if he's shallowing it, that part's okay with the shaft, but the body's not going to facilitate solid contact given that shallowing of the shaft.
That's correct, yeah. He's mixing and matching two patterns there, right? And that's the old pattern, this is kind of the new one.
And then if you remove his body that way, the chances are, in an effort to hit it solid, he's going to revert back to his old steep shaft plane.
Well, that's
just to make somewhat solid contact.
Yeah, that's what we'd find. As this would shallow out too quickly, he would then want to have to pull his arms down, right? So, because if he keeps rotating, this keeps falling back, like you said, the bottom's too steep. It just throws him back into the suit, right?